he suddenly announced to everyone that he was now more than $1 billion in debt.
I am a billionaire in debt. You know why? Because I get tax breaks for borrowing money.
If I go bust, the bank goes bust. Not my problem.
So our job as entrepreneurs and as capitalists is how do we use debt and create assets that other people reach into their pocket and give it to us.
It's the book that started a financial revolution, sold over 30 million copies worldwide, and became the Bible for anyone feeling trapped in a job they hate. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad didn't just give advice, it offered a new identity. The identity of someone too smart to play by the rules. But what if the entire revolution was built on a lie? What if the man who positioned himself as the ultimate insider, the one who knew the secrets of the rich, was actually failing at the very game he was teaching? This isn't a theory. This is a story of a carefully crafted illusion, one that has made billions while leading its followers toward a cliff. It all starts with a philosophy that sounds too good to be true, and it is. Kiyosaki's core teachings are designed to feel like rebellious, forbidden knowledge. He tells you your house is not an asset, but a liability, a crushing weight keeping you poor. He says to work for learn, not for earn, dismissing a stable paycheck as a symptom of a slave mentality. And most seductively, he preached the gospel of good debt, using other people's money to buy assets that pay for themselves.
And what I was taught was that if you wanted to be rich, it took skills, not a college education. And the number one skill is how to use debt.
It sounds like a genius hack, but for the average person, it's a dangerous oversimplification. That good debt on a rental property becomes a financial nightmare the moment a tenant stops paying or the market dips. It's a high-risk strategy disguised as a simple secret, and it's the first red flag everyone missed, because the entire story was built on a foundation that doesn't exist. For decades, readers were captivated by the wise, mysterious figure of Rich Dad, the entrepreneurial father figure who taught Kiyosaki everything he knew. There's just one enormous problem. Despite years of questioning from journalists and investigators, no one has ever been able to find him. No name, no business records, no evidence he ever existed. Kiyosaki himself has been evasive, changing his story over time. The central pillar of the most influential personal finance book in modern history is almost certainly a fictional character. It wasn't a memoir, it was a parable sold as fact. And that was just the beginning of the deception. If you want to know if a financial guru is legitimate, you don't look at their sales pitch, you look at their portfolio. And Robert Kiyosaki's track record is shockingly bad. In 2012, his primary company, Rich Global LLC, filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Wyoming. The company that taught the world to be rich was literally bankrupt, seeking protection from over $20 million in debts to a former business partner. But it gets worse. Kiyosaki openly brags about being $1.2 billion in debt, calling it good debt.
So how do I get rich? I borrow money.
YouTube videos, you actually said that you're currently $600 million in debt. No?
1.2 billion.
1.2 billion, okay. There we go.
But when asked to explain how that debt is structured, or what assets supposedly cover it, he becomes vague. His companies have been involved in multiple lawsuits and failures. From a failed video game to a failed board game, the man selling the dream of financial freedom can't even maintain the financial stability of his own ventures. So how does he still have an audience? He pivoted from author to alarmist. When his foundational advice proves risky and his own businesses fail, he shifts to selling fear. He constantly predicts massive economic collapse, hyperinflation, and the total implosion of the stock market. And what's the solution to this impending doom? Why, it's to buy his expensive financial education courses, his overpriced Silver Eagle packages, or to follow his latest speculative advice on cryptocurrency. He's not a teacher, he's a doomsday prepper selling survival gear for a crisis that never seems to arrive. It's a brilliant grift. Create panic, and then position yourself as the only one with the answer, for a price. And the price is paid by his followers. Go into any online forum or comment section and you'll find the real stories. The couple who leveraged themselves to buy multiple rental properties right before the 2008 crash and lost everything. The individuals who poured their savings into the multi-level marketing companies he endorsed, only to find themselves worse off than when they started. The people who bought his courses and found only generic, recycled information that left them feeling more lost and ashamed than before. This is the real legacy of the Rich Dad empire. It's not millions of financially free people. It's a trail pile of financial wreckage left in the wake of a beautifully marketed dream. So what is the actual path to building wealth? It's the boring, unsexy truth that Kiyosaki openly mocks because he can't package and sell it for $500.
The best investment against inflation is to improve your own earning power, your own talents. If you become more useful in your activities, your profession, that is the best protection.
It's the Warren Buffett model. It's investing consistently in low-cost index funds over decades. It's focusing on increasing your actual skills to command a higher salary at your day job. It's understanding that true financial education is a lifelong process of reading and learning, not a weekend seminar. This path requires patience and discipline, not massive leverage and risky bets. It's the real secret, and it's available to everyone for the price of a library card. The ultimate irony of Robert Kiyosaki is that he did teach us one valuable lesson, just not the one he intended. He became the perfect case study in what to avoid. He showed us that flashy cars and loud predictions are often a mask for failure. He proved that if someone has to sell you the secret to wealth, they're probably not wealthy from using it. True financial freedom wasn't in his book. It was always in the power of your own discipline, your own critical thinking, and your ability to see through the seductive lie of a quick fix. You never needed a rich dad, you just needed to wake up. But this is just one perspective. Now, I'm turning it over to you. What's your verdict on the rich dad? Share your story in the comments below, whether you're a supporter, a critic, or someone who got burned. Let's learn from each other and see the full picture. And to those of you who watched till the very end, you know the truth now. Thank you.